Hello knitters, Barbara Benson here. I'm an independent knitwear designer who also likes to make videos here on my YouTube channel, Watch Barbara Knit. Make sure to check in the description notes below the video where you will find links to all my social media shenanigans, including how to join the Watch Barbara Knit Facebook group where you can find my patterns online to knit up for yourself, and how to support me on Patreon. As promised last week, this week I am going to talk about the Indie Designer Gift Along 2020. This is my 7th or 8th. The first year it happened was 2013. So that makes it either the 7th or 8th, I think 8th. I don't know. I have participated in it in all of the years that it has been. And I wanted to talk to y'all about how you can participate in it and give you a little background on how it came to being. In 2013, in one of the designer forums in Ravelry, a discussion came about independent designers and how most of us are kind of like, we just are very, independent, but isolated is the word I'm looking for. And we kind of work in our own little spaces and just plug away and try to get things done. And for most independent designers who haven't had a big viral hit, who haven't made a huge name for themselves, it is a struggle just to get noticed. And I am no exception to that. And the idea came about that if a bunch of us little independent designers put our efforts together into one large event and we were all promoting it, that maybe it could gain a little more visibility for the participating independent designers, and also be fun for knitters and crocheters to participate and get to know and interact with these small independent designers. And lots of different ideas were floated about, and what was ended up being was the gift along. The idea, since the fall leading up to the holiday gift giving seasons, be it Christmas, Hanukkah, any of them, Kwanzaa, I'm sure there's a list a mile long. People give gifts around the end of the year, and we thought supporting knitters and crocheters in their efforts to create handmade gifts for those they love would be a lot of fun. So what evolved, and it is an evolving event, started out, we had a lot of people participating, and it has grown over the years to be quite a big thing. And what it is it kicks off usually at the end of November, over the Thanksgiving time period, with a sale, which is what we talked about last week. And then from the beginning of the sale, and it runs through the end of the year. The final day is December 31st. And, when the new year comes over, the knit along, the craft along is over. And for a lot of people, they just are aware of the sale part of it. But this event is about so much more than the sale. And that is what I wanted to talk to you all about in this video. Now, the gift along is Ravelry based. It takes place on the forums on Ravelry. And I know that this year, Ravelry's change in their user interface has caused accessibility issues for some knitters and crocheters. And it upsets me so much. It's very upsetting, and I want everybody to be able to participate. But as I said, this event has evolved over the years, and so much of what we do in the event is built around all of the tools that Ravelry provides, like being able to set coupons and promotions and make bundles and the search engine and the database and everything like that. So the event has had to remain on Ravelry, and that is what I'm going to be talking about. But I also, as with the sale, which I made, all my patterns that were on sale for gift along were available on PayHip. I am starting every Monday. I'll be starting a new, I'm just calling it a holiday knit along post in Watch Barbara Knit on Facebook, in our Facebook group, where if you want to knit along and participate but cannot use Ravelry, we can still talk about the gifts that you are making or knitting. And the big thing is it can be a gift for yourself. You don't have to make it for someone else. Just, it needs to be a Barbara Benson, specifically on my Facebook group. It needs to be a Watch Barbara Knit design. And if you're knitting one for someone or yourself during these holiday times, please come over and chat with us. I'm less active on Instagram, but feel free to tag me on Instagram and I'll work on putting up posts there as well. So again, I empathize with you strongly if you're unable to access the Ravelry portion of this. It's still the classic option is still there, and it does help some people. I know it's not a help for other people. And I wanted to address that first because for the rest of this video, I'm going to be showing screenshots of the Ravelry interface. I did switch the interface back to the classic mode, so these screenshots are not of the new mode. So hopefully it won't bother anyone. If it still does bother, if seeing it still bothers you, I'm just letting you know that you might want to, you might not want to watch the rest of this video, and I'm terribly sorry, but I don't want to trigger anyone's migraines or anything. So if you can't do Ravelry, I look forward to seeing you on Facebook. If you can do Ravelry, let's talk about the gift along. I'm so excited. So, as I said, this is a bunch of designers, independent designers, coming together and using our collective promotional power to get our names and our designs out there. And this year, there are 250 designers participating. So this first image I'm going to show you is, you would need to go to Ravelry and go to the forums tab, and you need to search for the group Indie Gift Along. Okay, look for that when you find it, it's going to look like this image. Okay, now up in the top you see those two buttons. If you're not a member, one of them is going to say join this group, and the first thing you need to do to participate is click that join this group button. As you can see, I'm already a member of the group. I'm a moderator in the group, and this is what the gift along looks like. And there are rules here, and there's a lot of wonderful guides and talks about what the gift along is and how to participate in it. And one of the first things you're going to want to look at is the participating designer thread, which is going to look like this when you click into it. And what it is it's essentially a forum with 250 posts. Each one tells you the designers that are why can't I say that word? Participating. And so you can browse through this just to see if you recognize the designers or if it's anyone you like. But even better, and this is one of the reasons it's on Ravelry, if you go back to that original screen I showed you, and I'll probably show you again, you'll see that there's a little button you can click called Bundles. And what it is we have a team that has worked hard to add all the designers to one bundle. And if you click on that bundle button, you'll get this screen, which is the bundle page, and it's all of the participating designers, so you can just see their names. But then you click on the little thing that says advanced search. It's got the magnifying glass, and you're going to get this little pop-up menu, and it's going to say, what kind of search do you want? And you want to search the patterns by these designers, which you can see there are over 20,000 patterns that are available for participation in the knit along. So that is kind of stupendous. I mean, really. And then once you get into that, you will have a Ravelry searchable bundle where you can do like a normal Ravelry search and you can sort by what you're looking for, the garment type, color work, lace, whatever. It's all Ravelry advanced search. So you can narrow down these 20,000 patterns and find one that will work for your particular gift giving situation. So I think that that's kind of amazing. And the reason why you want to do this is any independently published pattern, any pattern from any participating designer is eligible for you to make in the gift along, which is really cool. Now, here is another screen that's going to be important. This is, when you click into it, this is what all the threads in the gift along. And you can see in the top one, there's an announcements, rules and eligibility, participating designers, which we already talked about. Those ones with the green arrows, you're just going to want to read through those. And then you can see that there are individual threads, ones for hats, sweaters, there's the FO thread, hats and arm things, there are chat threads, shawls and stoles. So the along threads are broken out by type of item that you're making. And because it would just be overwhelming if everybody was on the same thing, because there's a lot going on. So what you're going to do is, once you've decided what you're going to make, or if you think you just want to make like a hat, you can go into that thread and see what other people are making, and maybe they already found it for you and you don't even have to search. And then what happens is you're going to end up, if you click on this, this is what the hat thread is going to look like. And you go in there and you just post. You hit reply to thread and you say, I am planning on making this pattern by this designer. And then one of the moderators, I'm a moderator in the hat thread, is going to go in and add you to this list. You can see this is the participant list. And it says who it is and what they're making. And that's what I said. You can go and scroll through these threads and see what other people are making and maybe get inspired that way. So, and there's a lot more. So that's just the basics of it. But in basic, go in, look at the participating designers, pick out one of their patterns, and then go find the thread for that type of pattern and tell people what you're going to make and chat and show people your yarn and show off your work. And it is so much fun. Go through and click the love buttons on the other people's beautiful works, or tell them how much you like their yarn selection. What the knit along is about, what the gift along is about, is encouraging each other in your activities. Now, in addition to all of that, there are games. There are multiple different types of games where you can win prizes. So every participating designer is asked to donate a minimum of 6 prize codes, which are free Ravelry downloads. You can pick out any of the independent patterns in their portfolio. So you can win digital downloads. There is an entire actual physical item at the end of the gift along. We go through the finished object thread, which that's a no chat thread. Once you finish something, you just go in there and post it to say you finished it. And that is where the grand prize winners and stuff, people get like yarn and kits and pattern books and books and all kinds of amazing things that have been donated by yarn companies and designers and everything. And there are just simply so many prizes that you can win in this thing. Now, to be eligible for a prize in the finished object thread, it has to be made from a paid pattern. It can't be a free pattern. So that is really one of the only restrictions. But it's just amazing, and it's amazing to look through the finished object thread to see all of the just beautiful pieces that people are making. And it's just fun. And you're like, let me tell you, your favorites list will go absolutely bonkers because of all the things you're going to add to it. And the final little thing I'm going to say, a little tip, is when we get towards December 31st and you're looking at the last few hours of December 31st, the last few hours of 2020, of every year, what we do is we do our best. There are people who their whole job is giving away the prizes. But towards the end, as much as we try, there's still prize codes left. There's still the digital downloads codes left. So more people, more of the moderators are given the ability to give out the codes. And those last few hours are kind of an absolutely, occasionally slightly drunken prize fest of people just going into threads and saying, the next person who tells me what size shoe they're wearing gets a prize. I mean, it gets really wild. So if you have nothing else to do on New Year's on December 31st, come in, because it just gets, we want to give away all those prizes. And, you know, it's usually a whole lot of fun. They're like, here, have a bunch. And then you just go in and do silly and fun things, and it is so much fun. So that is the basic rundown on the Indie Designer gift along. There is a Instagram account for it that you can follow that has a lot of fun challenges, and you can, if you follow the hashtag, you can discover amazing new designers. And it's just fantastic. It has made me feel more a part of a community of designers, because we really are all working in our little home offices. In Atlanta, I was working in my basement, and we're all doing the same thing. We're all independent business people trying to get noticed in we're little tiny fish in a very, very big ocean of knitting patterns. So I encourage you to come and have fun with us. As I mentioned, am one of the moderators in the hat thread. It is one of the fastest moving threads because hats are fast and fun and easy to make, and people just churn them out. If you really like Fast and Furious, the other thread to check out is the toy thread, because so many gnomes. Just so many gnomes. And then there's the Opadu, which is a challenge. If you make one in each category, you just got to go and read. There's so much you could talk about. As I said, it's evolved over the years and become quite a complex construct that we're trying to run efficiently. There are so many people behind the scenes working so hard to make this fun and enjoyable for everyone who can participate. So I'd love to see you there. Come into the hat thread and say hi, or go into any thread you'd like. So I hope you enjoyed this video, this overview of the Indie Designer gift along. All the links that you need will be in the description below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, click that like button. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload a new video, please subscribe to my channel and select notifications. Thank you so much.